Namaste. Om. Let us understand the yogic concept of health and disease in this session. As we know, if we look at the nature of all the diseases, if plague and cholera were the major diseases of the earlier centuries, we see that although we have progressed a lot in medical science through antibiotics, antiseptics, vaccines, etc., there has been a big increase in non-communicable diseases such as heart disease, cancer, back pain, neck pain, which may not be major killers but which will be giving lot of problem. So this increase in all these New Year diseases, which we may call lifestyle diseases. According to yoga, all disease is the word for a disease is vyadhi. All vyadhis, according to yoga, are classified under two major headings: adhija vyadhi and anadhija vyadhi. Adhija, ja means janya, born. Adhi, born, like pankaja. Ja means born, panka means kichad. That which is born in dirt is called pankaja or the kamal pushpa. So adhi janya vyadhi. So what is adi we will understand. So that which is born out of adhi is called adhija vyadhi, and that which is not born out of adhi is called anadhija vyadhi. So all anadhija vyadhis are due to external causes. Example, infections, injuries, toxins, where the cause is from outside. So say for example, a inhaler bacteria will develop diarrhea, food infection, or some major toxic bee bites, there will be a toxin entering the body, we may develop disease, or we may swallow some toxic material or some trauma. So outside cause, remedy outside is the understanding. So for that there may be surgery also. What is very important for you to understand is the health is a balance between this infecting agent. That's not the only cause. For example, 10 people are sitting here. Somebody comes and goes on sneezing, and lot of virus enters into the atmosphere and we inhale that. But not all 10 of us will end up with a disease. 3 of us will end up with a cough and a cold or a flu. Why? Because there is another aspect which is our own inner system, which is the immune system and our tolerance power to environmental changes. Say for example, suddenly there is a change in the weather, one may pick up very bad infection. So environmental changes, tolerance is my body's mechanism, and our immune system stamina is the other immune mechanism which prevents us from picking up all these infections or getting damage due to toxins or injuries. So there is a very important aspect in maintaining health. So when we want to see that we heal anadhija vyadhis also, to cut down the germ count, we need antibiotics, but antibiotics is not the only one that works. We should improve the inner stamina, inner immune stamina and environmental tolerance, which yoga can do. Therefore, yoga has an important role in anadhija vyadhis also. We conducted a research where we were able to show that in TB patients where the germ is heavy, yoga group healed much faster and their sputum became negative for the germs much earlier than non-yoga group, although they were taking the same amount of tablets. What is adhija vyadhi? Adhi is an internal imbalance created by various factors. These yogis in Yoga Vasishta, Sage Vasishta is replying to Rama who asked this question, where he classifies Adhija Vyadhis under Sara and Samanya. Sara Adhija Vyadhi is that which is born with us, something like a congenital disease or a genetic imbalance, genetic disorder, or the normal man's miseries and distresses. All of us have our own disease, imbalances at the manomaya kosha, at the mind level. We have our own anger, fear, jealousy, hatred, tension, worry, depression, which makes us miserable at the mind level. And this could be very high in some people, low in some people. So for all these to completely get erased, the sage says that we need to have that highest level of yoga called self-realization or nirvana or kaivalya sthiti, which will cure of even congenital diseases and take us away from all the normal reactions of a normal man. And then we have called the Sara Adhija Vyadhi. What is Sara Adhija Vyadhi? Sara Adhija Vyadhi is the lifestyle diseases. Lifestyle diseases have got a genetic tendency is there, but because of our lifestyle, which may be due to imbalance in our four things: diet, bad habits like drinking, smoking, or lack of physical activity, and emotional tension and worry, depression, which has become a very common thing now, because of which many of these diseases can show up. Typical example could be heart disease, back pain, neck pain, acidity, asthma, autoimmune diseases, cancer. All these are called Adhija Vyadhi, which has become the major problem, which is all on the increase. In fact, diabetes, which is one of the Adhija Vyadhis, has reached its epidemic proportions. Hypertension has reached its epidemic proportions. And this Adhija Vyadhi begins where basically at the mind level as a stress response. We are all going through this fast life today. What is the major difference between what our grandparents lived and ourselves? There we have become very fast. Fast life, ambitions, progressive, achievement, targets, deadlines. I want to grow, and lot of demanding situations of life to which we react in a stressful manner. And particularly in Bangalore, where we are based, we are very next to the IT professionals. They work so hard, so intensively, that they all get these stress-related problems. So where does the stress begin? What is stress? How it works on the body is the next understanding that we all have to have. So what is stress? Stress is defined as not the disease itself, but it is a response to demanding situation. Stress, I am very much stressed because of my family problem, because my office problem, because of my political problems, because the roads are good. We always think that demanding situations 1, 2, 3, 4 may be there. But stress by definition is not the situation, but it is how we react to the situation. The response to demanding situations is the definition of stress as given by the great father of stress physiology called Selle and Levy. They said that this response, which is in the form of emotions, long-standing, persistent, chronic responses to demanding situations of life, which persists over a long period of time, can cause a lot of these diseases. And what is very important to know is, present-day medical science has very clearly understood how this stress response in the form of long-standing, persistent emotion reaction stimulates the brain, activates the brain, and through that, what are all the chemicals that are released, what are all the hormones that are released, where it goes, how it works, how it gets stuck in particular organs, how it can lead to a lot of diseases. Very clearly, in great detail, we have understood this over 30-40 years of research. What is the extra contribution of yogic masters? The yoga masters have given one more step in our understanding. They said, yoga, as you know, is an internal science. We have to turn inwards to start yoga. The first step in yoga is close your eyes and look inwards. Look inside as to what is happening in your mind when you say that you are stressed out, when you say that you are stressed. Stress could be anger, fear, tension, worry, depression, I told you, all our emotional reactions to demanding situations of life. In all these emotions, there is one common factor which is the greatest contribution of yogic definition of stress, where Krishna is asking you to do an internal examination. Inside, if you look at your mind, take an example. You are walking and suddenly there is a big fire alarm. Everybody is told, look, there is danger of fire, there is a danger of accident, please move out. Then we get terribly excited, terribly fear. When the fear comes in the mind, it activates the nervous system, how it increases the heart rate, increases the blood pressure. All this is the secondary effect. But what is the first change that happened in your mind when you got emotionally charged with that fear of the danger of the fire? Is what the sage wants us to analyze. In that state of mind, when I say I am extremely excited about the fear, the thoughts in the mind are running very, very fast. My God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? There is danger. It is danger. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Mind picks up enormous speed and starts rewinding. And this rewinding, uncontrolled, speeded up flow of sentences in the mind is the definition of stress, which is the extra contribution by the sage, which makes us recognize that this can work on the body. Medical science says that stress can work on the body, cause disease. But this extra contribution that in the mind the thoughts are racing up speedily helps you to recognize that there is a remedy that is possible. There is a repair that you can do, because it is your mind in which you have allowed yourself to get lost in your speed. Therefore, reduction of the speed of the mind is the remedy, and that is what we try to use when we say that we work on yoga therapy for stress related diseases or on samanya adhija vyadhis, where the root cause is the mind, body, at the 5 aspects of our Panchabhutas. The physical body is showing up an imbalance, whether at the Prithvi level, up level, or an imbalance between the distribution, or the 3 doshas according to Ayurveda, where the 3 aspects of our personality gets totally disturbed because of this uncontrolled speed, and that is what we have to recognize. So what is the understanding of disease according to yoga? According to yoga, there are 2 major diseases: the congenital diseases, which are the saradhija vyadhis, which can be repaired if you go very, very deep into that correction, where you get totally established in your Anandamaya Kosha, or the Samanya Adhija Vyadhis, or the lifestyle diseases, which when they begin in the mind can show up in different branches. It can go and get stuck in your cardiovascular system or respiratory system in the form of an immune system disorder, or in the form of an autonomic nervous system disorder, or a musculoskeletal disorder, which can all be recognized depending on the family tendency. If there is a hereditary tendency, it will show up for migraine. If there is strong heart disease tendency, it will show in the heart. If there is a strong cancer tendency in the family, it will show up as the cancer. A person who is diabetic, strong family tendency, Papa got diabetes at the age of 60, but if I lead a very stressful life, I'll get it at the age of 30. So this is the understanding of Samanya Adija Vyadhi or lifestyle born diseases, where the problem is extremely speeded up activity, fast life. Recognizing this is so very practically useful, because all that we need to do is to reduce the speed at all these levels. So reducing the speed of the mind, getting mastery over the mind is the definition of yoga. Understanding this, that the whole of the problem of the lifestyle diseases or the mind-body disease or psychosomatic disease is starting at the mind level, the next question is how it can cause cancer, how it can cause such a chronic disease as rheumatoid arthritis, which can cause so much deformities. I'll tell you one example. I had one person who came to us with very bad rheumatoid arthritis. This man had lot of almost going into deformities, young man, 25-year-old person, and he came here with lot of pain, lot of discomfort. We treated him. I improved a lot within 3-4 weeks. Then he went back home. Within 1 month he came back with the same problem. When I asked this time, when he came back, he said something very interesting. He said, "Madam, you are going on telling that the rheumatoid arthritis, which is such a bad swollen joint, is all coming from the mind, but I never could understand that. But when I went back, I realized the whole thing." His history is very uncomfortable. He is a person, young man, 23-year-old. His father died. Brother is married and settled. Very small business. The father had just started a small business. He was just studying and all that. Not really trained by his father in his business. Now he is a very sensitive boy, caring boy, responsible boy. He is now terribly stressed out. My God, not a very rich family, very small business. Father is not there, brother is busy with his family responsibilities. I have to take care of my mother, I have to get my sister married. This small business, I don't know anything about business. How am I going to cope up with this? Was what was going on in his mind after the divine as his father. And he says, I went back, I started taking care of the business. Then I am sitting there on the gadda, and my mind I am able to observe how it is picking up enormous speed. Kya hoga, what's going to happen, how am I going to cope up with this, how much profit I can get, how I can cope up with this, what should I do, was going on bothering me. And within 10 days I started feeling uncomfortable, my breathing became abnormal. I stopped doing yoga because of this worry. My stomach started getting upset, and then I could feel the pain coming up in my joint, and this joint again I've got the back pain in my joints like before. Now this time you please train me how to do my business without getting stressed out, because I very clearly understood that my joint pain is coming from my mind. And this boy, so simple a person, he understood the whole concept, and afterwards absolutely no pain. After he went back, he continued the business, confident man, courageous, and such a small business. He is so caring and loving a person that once in 2 years, 3 years, he accumulates some 10 rupees, 20 rupees, and comes and gives 1 lakh rupee donation to the organization, because he says, this has given me life, yoga has given me life. What I want you to understand is how exactly this speed of the mind which started in the Manomaya Kosha can cause such a big damage to the physical body. This is where the next understanding is that this Vega, persistent, long-standing and controlled, Kama, Krodha, Udbhavam, Vegam. Short time anger, short time emotion does not cause any problem. Long standing, persistent Vega, which has become a habit, starts activating the prana Vega. So too much of prana, activated, settles down in the Annamaya Kosha. So the first thing that happens from the mind is we start losing sleep, we become more irritable, more stressed out, lose our happiness. Then it starts showing up as prana imbalance, where it shows up as breathing irregularity, rhythm abnormality, and then digestive problems, ajirnatvam, kujirnatvam, atijirnatvam, either too much of digestion, hunger, gas, or too much of emptying of the bowel, irritable bowel, or constipation, or irregular constipation, diarrhea. This is still at the prana level. We go to the doctor, they do endoscopy, no abnormality. Body aches, generalized fatigue, tiredness, exhaustion, nothing abnormal detected. Then it settles down in the Annamaya Kosha as Vega, locked up in one particular part of the body, and this boy's case, it got stuck up in the Annamaya Kosha, the joint linings, cells. Body started fighting against it, and that is, there is an inflammation. Inflammation at the joint level is arthritis, Vega. So mind Vega, prana Vega, body Vega, manomaya kosha Vega, pranamaya kosha Vega, annamaya kosha Vega. So you can see now in all these lifestyle diseases, thanks to medical science, we know that they are all inflammatory diseases. Cancer is an inflammatory disease, aging is an inflammatory disease, degeneration is also an inflammatory disease, leave alone arthritis, tonsillitis, pancreatitis, all these are itis. So itis means inflammation, violence, speed, fighting, unnecessary fighting, which is the Vega, which is the physical manifestation of the mind Vega. So with this understanding, if we move on to understand healing, it comes to a stage of giving rest and calming down, slowing down at all levels, about which we will understand in the next session. Thank you.